Hey everybody, good morning and good afternoon and welcome back to Star Cub Review. I'm your host as always, Star Cub, and today's video is going to be a cool one, I think, in my opinion, but we have to talk about Scream 7 and the casting of Sidney's husband, which turns out to not be Patrick Dempsey, which is like, oh, what the? But I can give my sort of take on it and why I think it's why everyone is missing the point when it comes to him not being cast as her husband. And wow, hell yeah, we got to talk about the return of Mindy Martin to Scream 7. She's officially been cast. So that's exciting. So that's what's on the agenda today. Just a quick, easy one, talking about that, my feelings on it, and I hope everyone enjoys. I'll roll the cue intro, and I'll see you all in a minute. All right, ciao. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So, did my little intro. So we've got to talk about the casting for Scream 7 for Sidney Prescott's husband, which turns out to not be Mark Kincaid, played by Patrick Dempsey. It's not him. Joel McHale has officially been cast as Sidney Prescott's husband, and his name happens to be Mark. Now, some people, I have seen so many videos on this subject already, and people, all these different YouTubers and people confused as hell as to why he was recast, why she's married to somebody else and not Mark Kincaid, and I've really got to give my thoughts on this, because as much as I like Patrick Dempsey's character, Mark Kincaid. Now, everyone assumed at the ending of Scream 3 that they were together. It was never explicitly implied. Then you come Scream 4, where Sidney returns to Woodsboro after 10 years, and there's no mention of Mark Kincaid at all. No mention that she was ever in a relationship with Mark Kincaid to begin with. No mention of it whatsoever. And in Scream 3, yeah, there's these little bits here and there that, oh, could they get together? Could they just be friends? At the end of the day, when the credits rolled on Scream 3, I just assumed at the end of Scream 3 that Mark Kincaid had become good friends with them. He was working the case and he got to know them and they were friends. And just implied at the end they were watching a movie at the end, Mark Kincaid became friends with them. Nothing else. Nothing else whatsoever. It wasn't even implied that him and Sidney were going out. Cut to 10 years later, Scream 4, there's no mention of him at all. Why would she return to Woodsboro 10 years later without Mark Kincaid, if she was married to Mark Kincaid, if the timeline fits? So there's no mention of Mark Kincaid at all, or that she's married to a Mark at all. Come Scream 6, where Tara and Sam confront Gail, and she says that Sidney, Mark, and the kids are somewhere safe. Now, it's not explicitly implied there either from Gail that it's Mark Kincaid at all. And I'm dumbfounded and confused, and just a little somewhat, I find it funny that so many people are so confused as to why Patrick Dempsey has not been cast as her husband, and it's Joel McHale. Because it never explicitly implies that it was Mark Kincaid to begin with, people. I mean, can people not understand that? I mean, I've seen some YouTubers discussing it, and I've seen comments from other YouTubers, and just confused as to why Patrick Dempsey's characters are not married to Sidney Prescott. Because it's never actually explicitly implied, like I said. It doesn't say anywhere in the movies that she's explicit that it's explicitly Mark Kincaid at all. It just mentioned Mark. And Joel McHale being cast as Sidney Prescott's husband for Scream 7 going forward, I'm a little I'm baffled, but I'm also confused as to why it's Joel McHale. Yeah, I would not have picked him as someone that would be married to Sidney Prescott to begin with, and not to mention, he doesn't suit, I don't think Joel McHale suits horror. He suits comedy, doesn't suit horror. So, I don't know, I'm confused there, but I'm gonna give him a chance to see what he brings to the table as Sidney Prescott's husband, and see how that all plays out. But the other subject we got to talk about is, wow, Jasmine-savoy-brown officially coming back as Mindy Meeks Martin. Fuck yeah, people. I am so excited for Mindy Meeks coming back. It made so much sense to have her come back, because why would Chad come back and not Mindy? That would just confuse the fucking hell out of me and so many other viewers and fans, why Chad would come back but not Mindy. So now the question is, has Jasmine-savoy-brown been cast as just a cameo? Is she going to get like a little small role, very much like Hayden Panettiere, her playing Kirby Reed in Scream 6, her return? Is it going to be something like that, where she comes in it every now and then, similar to how Kirby comes back in Scream 6? So this one's an interesting one, but I hope Mindy gets a bigger and better role in this one. I really do. That she works with Gale Weathers, she works with Sidney Prescott, she works with the rest of the new cast. Even if it's, you know, very much like how Kirby entered Scream 6, if it's like that, but it's got to be meaningful return. Exactly the same as like when Chad's been cast in it, Chad coming back, it's got to be meaningful to the story and not just put there because they can be put there and, you know, they're throwaway characters. I mean, that seems really ridiculous and it seems pointless. But yeah, that's just basically what I wanted to chat about, and basically clear up confusion for anyone like that is questioning, well, yeah, why has Joel McHale been cast and not Patrick Dempsey? Well, Patrick Dempsey was in talks to reprise his role. Obviously fell through, but obviously there was some sort of talks going on that Mark Kincaid's character was going to return in some way, which, respectively, I really would have hoped his character would return, because he was really good in Scream 3, Patrick Dempsey was, and seeing his character back, that could be a good sign for, you know, Sidney meeting, knowing another face, same with Gale Weathers, knowing another face that they've known each other for years. But obviously, like I said before, there was no indication, no explicit information given that Sidney and Mark Kincaid were ever a thing, were ever a couple, were married. Who knows? Until they actually say anything in regards to that, I'm sticking to the fact that it was never Mark Kincaid to begin with. It was just a Mark just another Mark, which turns out to be Joel McHale's character. And that's how I see it, until it's actually stated in the film and from cast and crew or whatever that, you know, Sidney was with Mark Kincaid and they broke up. Then I can go, well, that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know why so many people are so confused. Give Joel McHale a go. If he's great, and he's great in it going forward, I'd like to see him in the next two. But we'll just have to wait and see. That's just exactly what I wanted to talk about today. Just a quick and easy one. Mindy Meeks Martin, Jasmine-savoy-brown returning. Absolutely incredible. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to see behind the scenes photos. But obviously, when it starts coming hot and heavy with a lot of the rumors and set photos and all of that. I'm stepping way back from that, and I'm not going to pay attention to any of that until the final film comes out, because at the end of the day, I hate leaks. I don't want anything spoiled from this film. I want to be surprised as hell when it finally comes in 2026. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed it. Just want to say a big huge thank you to everyone new to my channel, watching my channel, subscribe to my channel, and commenting on my videos. Thanks so much guys, I really do appreciate it. It is absolutely fantastic to see new faces and everyone returning. You know I all love and appreciate you. Thank you so much guys, and I will see you all with some new videos very soon. Alright guys, take it easy. Ciao!